Hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. I'm Skitty Beans, and today we are going to be watching Why the World Without Sharks Might Be Your Biggest Nightmare. Oh boy. I am a little terrified of the ocean. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's lots of really cool stuff in the ocean, but the ocean itself kind of terrifies me a little bit, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I figured, maybe it's misunderstood. Maybe I got it wrong. Or, maybe sharks are friendly and nice and cuddly like what we see here. I don't know. Or I'm totally wrong. And everything else, or maybe sharks are our least worries of the ocean world. I don't know. We're watching Casual Geographic. I really like his channel. So we are going to find out what this is about. If you don't mind, please be sure to like and subscribe because it'll help me out a bunch. And I have Casual Geographic's video linked in my description, so be sure to go give him some support as well. Let's yeah, let's see what we got going on here.
Remember when I said I'd show a cactus my uvula before I go out into the ocean? Yeah, it was a tough
Was that
cactus.
him? Did he go swimming with sharks?
I
Aww.
went swimming with sharks to see them in person and instead almost saw Steve Irwin. Shout out to the GOAT.
Oh my gosh, what? Oh god.
That aside, I'm gonna make you like sharks in this video, but before things get better,
Okay.
first they gotta get worse, so thalassophobic's warning, here's the part where it hurts.
Oh my god. See, it's like this stuff. This stuff freaks me out. It scares like this. I don't know. And then when you can't see the bottom and you don't know, I mean, I know some of this stuff is like really, really deep, but like, oh god. Oh boy.
Honest question, has there ever been a horror movie about jellyfish? It's not like Poseidon didn't flush a metric ton of source material. You're looking at, unironically, one
True.
of the worst sights in nature. A jellyfish bloom. It's a problem for many reasons. One, it's basically a bath bomb from Shaitan, but also cause
Oh.
it's one of the last signs the ocean gives before it hits the point of no return. When a part of Neptune's neighborhood falls apart and can't support the animals in it.
Oh no. Jellyfish are really cool, but oh gosh, I don't think I've ever been stung by one, but I know of people that have been, and I don't know. You can't see them in the no.
The last step usually involves getting gentrified by jellyfish, since the same conditions that are unlivable for most are usually where Satan's shopping bags thrive. And don't think because you're on land you're safe. Not only have these blooms caused legit power outs, but about half of the oxygen on Earth comes from the same phytoplankton these blooms eat. So why am I talking about jellyfish in a
Oh.
video that was supposed to be about sharks? Well, if you're scared of one, you should probably thank the other. Sharks are the ocean equalizer, keeping other animals in line from their spot at the top of the food web. Near the top, we're getting to that. Basically, sharks
Oh
eat the
my,
big
what? What the hell?
their spot at the top of the food web. Near the top, we're getting to that. Basically, sharks eat the big fish that would eat the little fish that would eat the jellyfish polyps. The ocean is a
Ah.
Jenga tower, and sharks are the one block that can bring it all down. Now, it's not as simple as I just made it sound, where no sharks automatically means more ocean acne, but you really don't realize how fast the sea would fold without sharks. That is until you realize what their actual day looks like. Sharks aren't just the equalizer, they're the cleanup crew, mostly going around picking up the
Ah.
dead and dying. You won't see them chasing around small fry that probably aren't even worth it. The same way you probably wouldn't drive 45 minutes for a bag of chips.
I mean, is that bag of chip banging though? I'm just kidding. I would not do that. That I don't even want to drive 20 minutes for a bag of chips.
Hope. It's why, if you want to check your ego, swim in a shiver of sharks and watch how hard you get ignored like J-Lo in the Bronx. I was surrounded by
Ooh.
Galapagos sharks, and the closest I got to becoming a hashtag was the ocean slamming me against the bars like I owed it something. It was like an MMA cage match with Mother Nature that got way too personal. I wonder why. But yeah, the sharks could not care less about me. They really do treat you like an NPC. I did learn that because sharks can detect electromagnetic fields, if you stick a GoPro deep enough, you can say you booped a shark. Just know that was the most action I got all day, and if more
He got a boop. Yay. Good for him. Get that shark boop. That is kind of cute though.
GoPro deep enough, you can say you pooped a shark. Just know, that was the most action I got all day, and if more people realized how often they get snubbed by sharks even when they're right under us, you'd realize why you're statistically more likely to get flattened by a vending machine, KO'd by a coconut, or even past tense while putting socks on, then get
I have heard that. Isn't there like a really big percentage of people that die from coconuts falling on them? Oof. What a way to go.
get flattened by a vending machine, KO'd by a coconut, or even past tense while putting socks on, then get milked by a shark. It usually takes bad
Oh my god.
or even past tense while putting socks
I could
on,
watch this
then get milked by a shark. It usually takes bad RNG or a surfer adopting the
Oh.
silhouette of a seal. But why are sharks so scary, actually? It sounds easy, it's a prehistoric predatory steroid
Oh my.
guppy with permateeth, but honestly, I think it's deeper than that. Sharks, snakes, and spiders. These are the arguably 3 most feared animals on Earth, and it's like
I didn't realize sharks were that high up on the list. I'm not really, I can't say that I would group sharks with what I don't like. I think sharks are cool. I like sharks. Snakes, I'm kind of neutral on. If they're venomous or really aggressive or something, that kind of freaks me out. But I guess it depends on the snake. Spiders, I am not a fan of. I don't like spiders. Spiders, no, that's a no for me, dog.
likely because we're hardwired to be afraid of them. Snakes are legless, cold-blooded reptiles that even monkeys will throw stones at. On the other end, spiders have too many eyes, too many legs, and show up too many times in people's business to ever get good graces. Meanwhile, sharks might just represent the fear of the unknown. The ocean is an endless, uncaring void that could wipe you out in seconds with nothing.
See, like that's what I find terrifying about the ocean, though, is that like all these like boats are things that happen because people are effing around in the ocean, you know, and then the next thing you know, they're dead. I don't know. That is not how I want to go. That just freaks me out.
Fear of the unknown. The ocean is an
no,
endless,
thank you.
uncaring void that could wipe you out in seconds with nothing you could do about it. And projection's a hell of a drug since that unsettling fear often gets put on the apex predators of that
Steven.
void. But that's a problem right there. You hear sharks and instantly think of another
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws movie. So maybe you should see the sharks that don't make the
Oh, that one looks cute though. That one just looks like it's getting a little nibble.
big screen. This is a zebra shark. It's a cinnamon roll of a fish that is somehow less of a threat than the trauma donkey it's named after.
Oh, it's cute. That one's cute. It's look at that little face. I mean, how does it see with those little eyes though? Kind of looks like a Pokemon.
Is a zebra shark. It's a cinnamon roll of a fish that is somehow less of a threat than the trauma donkey it's named
Aw.
after. The zebra shark is the beginning of sharks getting the sea dog allegations, and arguably the most dangerous thing about them is their front face. If nature
Oh,
wanted me to take the thresher
okay.
shark seriously, they shouldn't have given them such an unserious pair of eyes. It does not matter what the
True.
situation is, threshers will always look like they really need an adult. Now they do kill prey by delivering soul evicting slaps with that tail, but look at him. He's just a baby. I'm sure there's a lot of
Right?
cool stuff about the salmon shark, but honestly, all I can think of is that they're the baby Looney Tunes G-rated version of
The baby Looney Tunes G-rated version. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's just a little guy.
great whites. The epaulet is a shark with no regard for the laws of nature, using special fins to literally walk on land. And when sharks wake up with student loans, taxes, and only 2 weeks vacation, it's all gonna get traced back to him. This is a spinner shark, and even though it's
Oh.
hunting, I can't not laugh at how unserious this is. The nervous shark is literally named
It's hunting. How does it? What? How does? What?
And even though it's hunting, I can't not laugh at how unserious this is. The nervous shark is literally named after how terrified they are of anything human. And whale sharks are
Aw.
unbelievably wholesome for a bus-sized fish with teeth in its eyes. Speaking of whale sharks, you got other plus-size filter feeders like the basking
Oh my
shark.
gosh.
They're about 30 feet long. The second
Oh, that one looks a little freaky though.
Speaking of whale sharks, you got
Where-
other plus-size filter
Gosh.
feeders like the basking
Namen. I don't know about this one.
They're
This one
about
looks a
30
little.
feet
This one looks a little freaky. This one would make me a little uncomfortable if I saw it in the water.
long, the second biggest shark, and they're really only a threat to your mental health. Especially since a lot of plesiosaur panic can get traced back to a dead bass.
Do they just permanently have looks like their mouth is open like that? That's kind of sad. It kind of sucks.
Really only a threat to your mental health, especially since a lot of plesiosaur panic can get traced back to a dead baskie. Then there's the megamouth shark, which
What is? Oh my god. That thing.
Honestly, probably would be scary if you didn't know it's also a
Yeah.
giant krill-eating pushover that lives in the forgotten corners of the ocean.
Hello.
Then you got the
Hmm.
sharks you forget are sharks. Imagine you're at the shore and someone screams shark. Whole time they're pressed over a tasseled wabagong, a type of carpet shark that takes the name literally by living its life as a homicidal
Oh.
rug. Here you have the smallest shark in the world, the lantern shark. There's a sawfish that... oh, really? Okay, well, apparently it's
Oh.
not actually a shark. It's a ray related to a shark. But don't worry, because
Oh.
this is an
I always thought they were sharks. I've seen them before. Well, like not like in real life or like in person. Actually, I might have seen one at an aquarium maybe. I didn't know that they weren't sharks.
actual saw shark, because you know the riddle at this point is conducive to the same traits as convergent evolution. And you can't
Yep.
forget nurse sharks being so unproblematic and curious around people, scientists called it the Labrador of the sea. And I'm
Aw.
glad they did, because now we get to go down the rabbit hole of sharks being dogs and cats at the same time. The poor beagle is a shark named after a porpoise and a beagle. Yeah,
What? A poor beagle? What?
I don't get it either, but we'll get back to that.
It sounds like
Dogfish
some
were named
CRISPR
after
shit.
fishermen apparently watching them chase smaller prey in packs, like dogs. But some dogfish are also cat sharks, and they got their name from the vertical feline-coated eyes. Like the small spotted cat shark is also at the same time called the lesser spotted dogfish. Google
Oh my gosh, that sounds so confusing. It's pretty cute though.
says there's over 150 species of cat sharks,
Oh,
including the
wow.
chain cat
Ooh, that one's pretty. I like that one.
shark, or chain dogfish, because of course, their biggest flex is they can glow green through biofluorescence.
Oh,
And they're not the only
wow.
ones. It turns out over 50 species of sharks like kitefin and swell sharks can light up. That's about 10% of all sharks, and some actually use a light to hide.
Huh, that's actually pretty cool. They look cool. Ooh, those are really pretty. Pretty. And they're cute.
Sharks can light up. That's about 10% of all sharks, and some actually use a light to hide. That might sound confusing, but if you're a predator in the crotch of the ocean, all you have to do is look up, and anything that looks like a shadow against the light of the sky is probably your next victim. However, if you can take a cue from a lightsaber, you can blend into the skylight and basically disappear. In fact, counter shading is a concept most sharks borrow from, and it basically means if you're above them, then the darker roof blends into the dark of the abyss, but if you're under them, the light underbelly matches the sunlight hitting the water. And when
Oh, so it's like they don't know any different. Interesting.
the dark of the abyss, but if you're under them, the light underbelly matches the sunlight hitting the water. And when you think about it, a lot of animals use this strat to avoid problems, but some take it a step further because scallop
Wait, what did that say?
the abyss.
I went
But
to
a lot of
Emerald.
animals use this strat to avoid problems.
Of course, these honey heads do the opposite. Oh yeah, honey badgers don't give a you know.
But some take it a step further because scalloped hammerheads are scientifically proven to tan themselves if they sit in shallow sun-exposed water. Some say recruiting melanin is nature's way of keeping them from getting
I always thought they were cool, hammerheads. They're kind of cute.
eaten by their own kind by making it easier for the smaller babies to hide. We got a little off track, I want to apologize for it, but the point is if you're still afraid of sharks, then maybe you should subvert your
Aw,
expectations.
that one's kind of cute too.
Especially since some sharks aren't even full-time predators. The bonnethead shark is like a hammerhead with performance anxiety. It's also an omnivore that eats seagrass, and in experiments, 60% of its diet included the green stuff. Whale sharks
Oh.
are also partly grass-fueled, and a study from Forbes found that half of what goes through them are plants like algae and sargassum. Okay, so maybe you're still afraid of
Okay.
sharks. Maybe it'd help if you knew what are sharks afraid of. There's only one thing that can send the Star of Jaws packing, and you already know it's orcas. Killer whales are known to mutilate great whites for their livers, and often that's all they take. The sharks have been so beaten down that Monterey-based scientists found that great whites off Farallon Islands will abandon their favorite hunting grounds for up to a year if they run into the assault cetacean once.
Oh my gosh, that was so violent. Holy. Well, I mean, I guess you know, not everything is not huntable in the Ocean Kingdom.
Researchers have even started playing the sounds of orcas on loop to keep sharks away from beaches. And imagine minding your own business in a hairless iPhone monkey plays your ops anthem. And I wouldn't call it fear, but both dolphins and sea lions have been known to bully great whites by abusing the always superior power of friendship. Okay, now I just feel bad for them. Bull sharks are honestly the closest thing to the stereotype, and they have about the highest testosterone levels of any animal.
Oh my god, he thick. This is a thick boy.
Yeah, even more than a down bad elephant. And even the bull
Oh.
shark has fears, and its biggest are crocs. They often frequent the same waters, and the rageaholic of sharks gets a severe attitude adjustment
Oh, well, I mean, I can't blame them. Look at the size difference between them. Yeah, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, bro.
just by smelling them. They've also gotten sent packing by hippos, but by far the
Oh.
strangest thing sharks are afraid of. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. There is a very real
They're afraid of bubbles. That's actually kind of cute.
thing sharks are afraid of. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. There is a very real rabbit hole of the most notorious underwater predators getting pressed by some bubbles, with hammerheads and tiger sharks reportedly
Oh.
really uncomfortable with the bubbles from scuba tanks, and scientists even working on making bubble curtains to use as a type of bug spray, but for sharks, which was
I mean, maybe it's because it's like really unnatural, you know? That they're like, this isn't normal. Like this isn't supposed to be here, so it's got to be bad. I can kind of see that.
funny until I realized dolphins probably just have them that messed up. If you want the definition of irony,
Oh,
it's spending
maybe.
400 million plus years predator maxing just to get stressed by a SpongeBob scene transition. So play some orca opera and you'll keep sharks away, but the wrong playlist and you might just bring sharks to you. Sharks are attracted to heavy death metal music because apparently the vibrations and beats sound just like struggling or injured fish.
Oh, that's what? Well, I guess I would be a shark's best friend. Come on over, buddies. I guess we're hanging out.
Metal music because apparently the vibrations and beats sound just like struggling or injured fish. Remember, sharks are like the morgue of the sea, and dive operators like Matt Waller will use
Oh, that's a good picture. I don't know. See, as much as I think all this is cool, I don't know if I'd have the balls to go and sit in a cage underwater and look at sharks. I think I'll pass.
music as a Batman symbol to attract sharks. Their favorites? According to him, AC/DC You Shook Me All Night Long and Back
That's
in
a
Black
banger.
are the best at getting their
Banger.
attention.
Yeah.
So are certain colors, because for a while it was widely believed that the single worst color to wear if you're afraid of sharks is yellow. Matter of fact, it was nicknamed Yum Yum Yellow for how wearing it could turn you into a little snack. The truth is, sharks are likely colorblind with only one color cone in their eye to R3, meaning they see the world in
Oh.
black, white, and shades of gray. Now what they can see is contrast, and anything that stands out against the ocean blue immediately gets their attention. The more you know. Now let me ask you a question. You think sharks get silly?
Yes. How could they not get silly? I'm gonna say yes. Yes, they get silly.
Like you think in 400 million years of being alive, they figured out how to have fun? Well, remember the poor beagle? Scientists peeped that the shark named after a dog will roll around in kelp, toss it around like a football, and even take turns chasing each other. Gray reef sharks sink if they don't swim, so they'll often swim against current updrafts in order to surf and basically take a break from the whole just keep swimming thing. But
It's amazing how so many, I mean, this is like for animals and bugs and just kind of everything in general, like how they know or like how they figure stuff out like this. It's really cool. I like learning stuff like this.
swim against current
Because you,
updrafts in order to
you get to
surf and
see a
basically take a
different
break from the whole just keep
perspective,
swimming thing.
I guess,
But what's crazy is
when
they
you
have a
when you
conveyor
don't
belt
know.
system where once one shark reaches the end of the line, it'll let the current carry it back to where it started. You could say it's just them saving energy, but is that not the same energy as this? Sharks have been fighting
Same
stereotypes like
energy.
a boxing match for years, and the closest thing to an uppercut they got is the
What is this guy doing? Is he just like tagging along for a free ride?
fact that sharks have friends. In 2023, researchers found that two great whites, Simon and Jekyll, had traveled more than 4,000 miles together after being first tagged off the coast of Georgia in 2022,
Aw.
eventually ending up in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, just off New Brunswick, Canada.
They're
It shows you
buddies.
how little we know about them, because a couple years ago, nobody would believe the final boss of sharks was down for a travel buddy. Shark scientist Yanis Papastamachiou linked up with researchers from the University of Hawaii, Exeter, and UC Santa Barbara to study reef sharks in the Palmyra Atoll to uncover the secret social circle of sharks. What they found was that these sharks have a literal social circle, with the same sharks hanging out together in the morning, separating and going about their business during the day, only to meet up again later.
Oh, so they're just kind of like, hey, we're at work, and then I gotta, or we're having our morning coffee, and then I gotta go to work, and then they hit up the bar together at night. That's pretty cool. Sharks are pretty cool.
These shark groups even use the same part of the reef day after day like a high school lunch table, and these friend groups lasted the entire 4-year study. And it's not
Oh,
just reef
wow.
sharks. By night, nurse sharks hunt alone, but during the day, they join cuddle parties of up to 40 in order to save energy.
Cuddle parties of up to 40. That is a cuddle puddle for sure.
energy. It must work because white tips also power nap
Aw.
as a stack pack. Sand tigers are like sea coyotes where they're
Sand tigers and gray nurse sharks are the same thing. And it's a
fusion fishing. They have a
ah.
close network of sharks they associate with, and even sharks they'll meet up with multiple times a year. Scientists now believe that if a shark has their version of a best friend, it's usually someone that's roughly the same size, the same sex, and about the same age, which would explain Simon and Jekyll. But now the real
That's cool. They have little besties. As they should. As they should. Go get yourself a shark bestie. They deserve friends.
question is, can sharks form bonds with people? And the answer, like everything else, is complicated. Lemon sharks are not only famous for having favorite divers, but for getting jealous and overprotective when they see that diver around others. If a nurse shark is a Labrador, the lemon shark's a golden retriever with gills. Here's my thing now, sharks will form partnerships with other fish like remoras and pilotfish where they'll pick parasites off the shark, so this could just be a lemon guppy treating a person like any other cleaning service. Funny thing about
Oh my gosh, this one's chilling, getting pets. Maybe they are just water puppies after all.
pilotfish, sailors who saw them would swear they and sharks would act like close friends, and there's even stories of pilotfish chasing ships for weeks after they caught one of their sharks, apparently seeming distressed and anxious without him. And you probably wouldn't believe
That's actually really sad. Their bestie got captured, so that they just follow the boat. Oh my gosh, that's crazy though.
after they caught one of their sharks, apparently seeming distressed and anxious without him. And you
But
probably
they're
wouldn't
just all
believe
friends.
that if something like that didn't happen with a person. In 2001, shark conservationist Jim Abernathy removed a hook from
Aw.
the mouth of a tiger shark named Emma. 20 years and several more hooks later, and Jim and Emma might as well be a married couple, with Emma still recognizing and rushing up to Jim even after up to a year apart. And
That's so crazy. They remembered because they saved him. That shark has a really cute face. That's a really cute shark face.
couple with Emma still
Their name's
recognizing
Emma.
and rushing up to Jim
Oh, I
even
love
after
it.
up to a year apart. And we're not talking about nurse or lemon sharks. That's a 14-foot garbage disposal with the personality of a lapdog. We don't know for sure if sharks can feel affection like one, but it honestly wouldn't be a
Aw.
surprise, since sharks are intelligent enough to be trained like dogs. Eugenie Clark was an ichthyologist nicknamed Shark Lady, who taught lemon sharks how to push a target and ring a bell for food, and they even learned how to tell apart different shapes and colors. Some aquariums in
Oh,
the
wow.
UK train sharks to roll over and respond to signals and commands the same way Pavlov conditioned dogs. And gray bamboo sharks also figured out how to tell apart different shapes, even when researchers tried tripping them up with optical illusions. And even after 50 weeks, they still remembered their training. But
Oh wow. So sharks are smart. Sharks are smart little cookies. Good for them. I like it.
researchers tried tripping them up with optical illusions.
Didn't
And
know
even
it.
after 50 weeks, they still remembered their training. But really shouldn't be a surprise. Sharks were around back when Saturn was bumping Beyonce and praying on a ring. Sharks are no dummies. You gotta respect that. They might be the biggest flex nature ever made. Sharks can literally track your heartbeat through electroreception. They have a built-in GPS. They have replaceable fluoride-coated teeth that can't get cavities. Some, like the Greenland shark, can live for a legit hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years? Oh my gosh. Okay, so don't own one of those if you want to. No. You have to have beneficiary after beneficiary for that one. Hundreds of years. Get out of here. That is. That is wild.
You can find sharks at the very bottom of the ocean,
Aw.
under an active volcano, and even swimming in River Thames. And I honestly don't know what to be more impressed by. Really, the only weakness sharks have is they can be put in a trance-like paralysis just by getting rotated. The tonic in their
Oh,
breathing is
no.
usually triggered by pressing down on the snout, but sharks can induce it in some painfully awkward situations.
Oh.
Humans usually only put sharks on standby to study and tag them. Meanwhile, orcas do it to steal their organs like a black market merchant.
Oh, so that's what they do to them? And then, well, I mean, like the orcas kind of get a little savage with it, but oh my gosh.
But this time I'm not gonna call them an oppressive Oreo, because we do something way worse. Shark finning is the practice of cutting off the fins
Oh,
and tossing a now
no.
mutilated shark back into the sea, where their only option is to slowly drown or bleed to death. Depending on the shark, that can
That's
take an
te-
excruciating
That is terrible. What do people use it for? Why? Oh God.
2 hours. And this is a fate that follows not hundreds, but up to 100 million sharks a year.
Oh
All for
my-
something Gordon Ramsay called mid. At the end of the day, we gaslit sharks like no animal has ever
no.
seen. We put up every World War combined numbers on them every trip around.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that this is terrible, but but at least, I mean, if you're gonna take that, you might as well like eat the whole thing. Like, don't throw it back. Like, at least eat it. Like, don't be a shitbag and just throw it back out for it to die. Oh, God.
On the sun. Meanwhile, sharks might get 10 on a good year. In fact, you can argue that for all the shark slander, humans have the highest KD ratio against them. No other wild animal
Yeah.
gets done this dirty. Moral of the story? You know it's bad when the author of Jaws, Peter Benchley, would go on to regret writing it and dedicate the rest of his life to shark conservation.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, well, he shouldn't feel bad. I mean, Jaws is a good concept. Jaws is also why I'm scared of aquariums with the tunnel that you walk under, like there'll be like a hallway through the tank or whatever, so you can like be like in the tank. Those that I can't like I think it's Jaws 2 where he breaks the tunnel, and ever since then as a kid watch it like seeing that, I don't know, I get a lot of anxiety. It shouldn't, it's stupid, but I do, and it freaks me out. I still don't hate you, sir. You still make good movies and you shouldn't feel bad.
Benchley would go on to regret writing it and dedicate the rest of his life to shark conservation. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Aw, that
If
was
you'd like to support
cute.
me on Patreon, I'm gonna be posting the full GoPro footage of me swimming with sharks. Nothing too crazy.
Oh wow,
But other
that's
than that, make sure
cool.
you drink water, hug your mother, R.I.P. Peter Benchley, R.I.P.
Yep.
Eugenie, and
Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
I'll see you in the next one. That was great though. That was a good video. I liked it. I learned a lot of things about sharks. I actually didn't. I don't think I thought sharks were dumb. I just had no concept of maybe how smart they were at all. So that's pretty cool. I like that sharks are so smart and that they can have little besties. I love that. This was a great video. So thanks for watching with me, guys, and be sure to give Casual Geographic a sub and a like and everything, and go watch his videos. He puts out some really, really good stuff. So, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you don't mind, please be sure to like and subscribe because it helps me out a bunch. And I will see you guys in the next one.